One moment, the small town seemed perfectly normal. People were trading in the streets, children were playing in the alleys. But the next moment, a deafening roar shook the sky. Buildings began to tremble, and the ground itself twisted as if pulled by some invisible force. Terrified screams filled the air as residents scattered in panic. It was as if the entire town had been struck with fear. Streets, houses, even the church began folding and shifting until the whole settlement transformed into a massive mechanical house that could move on its own. And what was even more terrifying, these mobile towns weren't moving by choice. They were running from something enormous. Then, on the horizon, a colossal shadow appeared. It was London, the largest mobile city in existence. This steel giant devours everything in its path. Each day, its only mission is to hunt down smaller towns, swallow them whole, and strip them of every last resource. As the giant loomed closer, one small town desperately tried to start its engines, but nothing happened. The city lord cursed under his breath, cranking the controls, until finally, the engine roared to life. The wheels churned, the ground shook, and the town began to flee. But it was too late. London had already opened its massive jaws, ready to consume them whole. At the very last second, the city lord yanked the controls. The town swerved sharply, barely scraping past the monster's edge. The people sighed in relief, only for their blood to run cold again. London was still right behind them, its enormous wheels crushing the earth, refusing to let go of its prey. The small town pushed its engines to the limit, burning every ounce of fuel, fighting for survival. But compared to London, they were nothing more than ants. How could they possibly escape? High above, in London's luxury towers, the wealthy elite watched the chase while sipping wine. To them, this wasn't a tragedy. It was entertainment, a simple game of cat and mouse. The town ran frantically, equipment falling off, leaving debris scattered along the trail. Still, London closed the distance. With no choice left, the city lord shouted an order. Dump all the food supplies. Residents wept as they threw out every last sack of grain. But it worked. The lighter weight gave them a burst of speed. For a brief moment, hope returned. But London was relentless. It caught up again within minutes. Then, the city lord spotted something, a narrow mountain pass ahead. If they could make it through, London's massive body would never fit. The town veered into the pass, the people's hearts pounding in their throats. But fate was cruel. Directly in front of them was a cliff. The city lord twisted the controls, tires screeching, sparks flying, and pulled the town back from the edge just in time. But the violent jolt nearly tore the city apart. Bolts snapped, water tanks toppled, wheels cracked. The little town was on the verge of collapse. From above, Valentine, London's ruthless leader, watched with cold eyes. Without hesitation, he ordered his men to fire grappling chains. Massive hooks shot through the air, crashing into the town's frame. The residents watched in horror as the chains locked tight around them. There was nothing they could do. To the cheers of the wealthy, London began reeling the town in. Its steel jaws gaped open. The small town thrashed desperately, but all resistance was useless. Dragged by the chains, the little city was finally swallowed whole.